What's going on, champs? Hope you guys doing well. Shit, my mic went down as well. How's it going? I hope you guys doing well as well. So the last time we actually, is the smoke is from this. Okay, it's just my ashtray. That's all it is. Okay, so we're not on fire, but we're gonna start this whole off on BTC and Ethereum. Have a look at total too, see what the fuck's going on as well. So the last time we actually spoke about crypto as well, if you remember, we were talking about BTC and Ethereum looking for a short. Why was that? Because we were at 105k, we were at key resistance. So BTC was 105k, which we'll recap again, and Ethereum was below the yearly open, just hovering around the yearly open. So it was reasons for shorts more than anything else as well. We actually went through with the idea of what happens when Trump comes into power, any president in the US, so 2017, 2021, what happens? We tend to have a range bound environment, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll quickly can have a quick look as well. Fuck it, let's just do it. Let's just do it together, right? So let me get another chart, get a clean chart, right? So empty chart there. What we're talking about last time, right, was a few things. What's going on, though? We got Berlin in the house, Michael Caffrey. Bro, it's been a while. B, what you saying, man? It has been a while. Walaikum salam, brother. We got 47 people in the chat. Fair play. So just smash us a like as well, and we'll get this cracking as well. So when we were... Not this fucking chart. No, not this chart. This chart, yeah. So when we were looking at it, right, so we were looking at in terms of relative to when the president comes into power, right? So we talked about, let's start from 2021, okay? 2021, as a quick recap, what do we have, right? So the 20th of January is when Biden came into power, which will be here, right around here, okay? And whoopsie daisy, right around here. And what you see is we got a range bound environment, right? Just a range bound environment. We range here for about 2 weeks. And sometime in February the 8th, we break out, we start making higher prices. Go back to 2017, when Trump was in power, when he actually stepped into office, I should say. So, there you go. So, January 2020, the 20th of January, which was right over here, this candle there, this black candle here. And as you can see, we have a range bound environment, right? I think it's a very clear range bound environment there. Yeah, we have a deviation, come back to the entry or the 20th of January, get back above. And once we take out this high, it's bullish price action for many, many months coming into 2017. So, smoking, sorry about that. Yeah, so looking at this, it's the same principle. It's the same principle in what respect? Let's go back to 2021, forward it back there, sorry, 2025. Where did he come into power? The geezer came in on 20th of January, which was right here. Right? That's where the open was on the 20th of January. And as you can see, it's just a range bound environment. This whole thing was a range bound environment. That's what it is. So we can range here for maybe, I don't know, maybe we get underneath, find resistance, come back down, break down, play it back down to range low. Maybe we come back up, hold support, goes into these highs. We'll work that out. We'll work out a plan going forward and what we're looking for within a range bound environment. I'm not looking in terms of like breaking out to 120k. That will come. I do believe 120k, 130k. I'm of the opinion of 210k. I'll be honest with that. Okay, so 210k, in my opinion, is actually a very, very solid play. Maybe a little bit higher. We don't know. We'll have to go work through that as the time goes on. But let's just work on what we've got right now. Okay. So first things first, I want to bring up dollar again. Right. So dollar, as you can see, as we discussed this last week, right, we were saying the structure was higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And the reason why I'm marking this one out is for its aggression. Then it made higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. All right. The moment we took out this low here, that shows aggressively, right, is starting to show a shift in market structure. This is a shift in market structure, which means it's going to start playing bearish. When we talked about last week. What's going on, Shiraz? How's it going, man? Budu Trump. Better send that bags. Bro, I hope so, man. I fucking need to get that sent, man. So, when we... You know when you're fucking smoking up of... when you're smoking up, you got freaking tobacco. Maybe you... Don't smoke, guys. Don't smoke. Anyway... When we're looking at this, right, structure starting to break. So we are getting bearish market structure. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So within this space, bearish market structure, we're getting the first signal of a breaking market structure was excuse me there, we're getting the first signal of a breaking market structure. Taking out this low will give us the confirmation that dollar's about to go down lower. Now this can actually do a range band here for a little while, right? We talked about it last week in regards to dollar index. I'm not going to do that. You guys can go back into the last session as well if you guys want to check it out. By all means, it's all pretty much in there. It just breaks it down in depth there. So what we're looking for is dollar to be bearish. If dollar gets bearish, like we discussed last week, right? Stocks go up, gold goes up, Bitcoin goes up, right? That's all we're looking at. So the key is always going to be around dollar index. I wouldn't actually lose sight of dollar index for whatever reason, you know. Although let's just say our bags is like, you know, you're hitting like 6 figures, 7, 8 figures, whatever. Inshallah, you get a lot more. But don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. See what dollar does. If dollar breaks up, we need to start looking at what the market is saying, especially with Bitcoin. If it's breaking structure, then you have to respect it now. Okay, so that's dollar index as a whole, really, as well. Last week, I was quite happy that we actually closed below this low here. You can see on the weekly. Yeah, we took out this weekly's low, this weekly, well, all these liquidity over here. So that's perfectly fine. We're bouncing in this area here. I don't know what's going to happen. But the big thing is I want you to pay attention to is on this week here. Let me open this up. This week. Apply settings. We've got two big things over here to worry about. Federal fund rate and FOMC is happening at 7 o'clock in the UK time. So that's going to dictate a lot of things, right? So if the Fed rising the rates, or they're keeping it stable, or they're dropping the rates, I don't know. I'm not a freaking expert, bro. I used to do pharmacy, bro. So why are you looking at me? Look, I mean, I'm here to help you out. I've been here for like 8 years now as well. I'm here to help you out as much as I can as well. But if you ask me, like, what does FOMC is gonna do and all that kind of, I don't fucking know, bro. I don't have a magic ball to tell me what the fuck's going on. I just want my bags to go up just like everybody else is here. That's all it is. That's all it comes down to as well. But really what I'm trying to iterate is that this Wednesday, right, it's going to be key thing. So we're going to have, I suspect, massive movements prior. Sorry, not prior. Yeah, after the FOMC and the Fed, what's his name? Powell, what my man Powell was saying. If Powell was saying, yo, let's drop the rates and whatever, FOMC comes out all good and whatever on the downside for dollar, happy days. But we'll have to see what happens. So I don't know if I'm going to do a session on Wednesday. If you guys want me to do a session on Wednesday, by all means, I could actually do a session on Wednesday and then cover some alts, right? Just focus more on alts itself. But Wednesday, it's all about patience. You just need to calm the fuck down and let the price do its thing, okay? So that's dollar, right? Gold, not looking too great. Pulling back for today. SPX pulling back, took out last week's low. It's just about holding above last week's low. I mean, if I were to mark this out here, right? Let me just do this. Go into that. Change this into like a black color. Drop it down to lower time frame. How's it looking like? Well, all we've done is take out liquidity and we've literally bounced off this area here. Actually, no. It's actually this area here. That area here held this whole thing. You can see support over here. That's the last down candle that pushed the market back up. Support, push up. Comes back, it's finding support here. All right, so I don't really mind if it comes back down here. Bullish price action will give me indication to play out the mid-range of last week's low, which will be this up here, will be like that. And then from here, playing up towards the highs. That's what it is when it comes to traditional markets. But we're not really too bothered about that. Gold is taken out. Let's bring up the weekly and have a look. Last week's low is still playing around. It's hovering around this area here, to be honest. If I just highlight this, okay? This is on the weekly. Right, it's just hovering into here. So if I drop it to the daily, what we're looking at, daily, that's all the block there. So if I just highlight this, right, what it looks like to me with gold. So what you see is you've got that last up candle here is what you call a bearish order block, because we send it back down, and then we got a fair value gap. A fair value gap is basically the two candles here and the candles here. They're like it doesn't fill the body. So there's a gap between the two lows and the highs. Okay, that's what it is. That's a fair value gap. So what I tend to see when I see a fair value gap, this is more of a technical point of view here, for you guys as well. When I see a fair value gap with the highs over here and all the block there, and we come back down, this tends to find, not always, not 100%, but majority of the time I found that this is a perfect opportunity to short with a stop loss below here, and you're looking for SR. So you're looking for which SR I'll be looking for? Around this level here. Around this level here. Let's mark out this, actually. Let me get this. Let me mark out this area here. There. This area here that I'm looking for it to bounce. That's what it is. So you could bounce here, right? even this is a fair value gap with an order block right here, finding some support. If it does do that, then what could we have is a cup and a handle, right? That's what, and then once we break above this, bullish price action, off you go. And if gold is going up and starts going up, Bitcoin's gonna go up. Okay, that's as simple as that. Does that help? Hopefully it does. So now, Bitcoin, the main important thing that everyone's more concerned about. So as we discussed this again last week, just a recap of all things, right? We discussed that this was the range band environment, right? We said this is the range low. Whoopsie daisy, change the color. This is the range low. This is the mid range, and that's the range high. Okay. Now we'll go for both scenarios here in terms of like, is it bullish, is it bearish, and whatever and whatnot. But what I said to you last week, this was resistance, deviation. This is all a deviation. We were finding resistance of this order block here. If you remember, I said it's an entry to buy. You can actually go in for a short here, stop loss here, and you're looking for a breakdown here, which gets a quick retest. You're looking for liquidity, and that's what it does. Final liquidity into this area would have been great, but it's bounced back up. It's pushed back down now. Okay, so now what we're looking for is this now, right? What's going to happen? Whoopsie daisy. There. Let me just bring this all up, delete all this shit. Now let's have a look. We're still stuck in here. Where are we finding resistance here? Well, we're finding resistance off this particular block here, I would say, right? This area here is, as you can see, was resistance, right? Comes back down, finds resistance, gets above it, support, support, support. Gets a bit of a deviation, but all this is support until proven otherwise, and now it's broken below it. It's now resistance. So now it's breaking back down. It looks to me it can go down to this range low here. Now I've got a potential play for playing bullish within Monday's range. Okay, last week's Monday's range, and I'll cap that up in just a second as well. So I'm just looking at the overview of the market here as it is before we even go into more of a lower time frame like the hourly and whatnot. But what I'm saying is, because we're finding resistance here, this looks like it's willing to go to 96k. It's willing to go to 96k, right? But we'll have to mark out last week's Monday's low, which will be, I believe last week's Monday's low was this low here. So this is last week's Monday's low here. We'll talk about that in just a second. But from a higher perspective, it looks like we have this area here. Then I will want to mark out the yearly open. Yearly open, where's the yearly open? Should be this level here. Then we have the yearly open. So we have this area here and this area here. I'm looking for these two areas to act as support. And if I'm wrong, reclaim this, get back above 105. And I'm willing to actually say, yep, let it do its thing. I'm ready to play up on the upside. I'm willing to accept that, but for now, not just yet. I'm just playing the market as it is. Like we discussed early on, just not too long ago, in regards to Bitcoin, when we have January, like especially when the president comes into play, whether it was Trump, Biden, whoever it is, like I don't really give a fuck, to be honest. But whoever it may be, we have a consolidation, which means we have to play this as it is, right? So which means this whole consolidation here is just a range band environment, and we're going to play it until it breaks out. So breaking out meaning getting above here, finding support, showing higher highs. None of this is higher highs. This is all lower highs. Can you see? We're making lower highs, lower highs. So none of that is actually thingy. It's actually bullish to me. So I'm just looking for, if we can get above 105, happy days. Now let's go into the smaller time frame, because I'm going to do a stream on Wednesday. I can see what's going on over here. So what I've marked out here is last week's Monday's range. We have liquidity resting here and liquidity resting here. We're going to more of a smaller time frame, right? So just bear with me here. Now, you see how he goes up, goes down, and he plays around here, chop around there. It's taking out the liquidity over here. Perfectly fine. Now, all I'm seeing is, right, for me in the UK, it's close to the end of the day, so I'm just going to let it do its thing. I'm not really going to step into the market just yet. But if it does take out this low, for example, right, maybe take out this low, I don't really fucking know, does something like that, reclaims Monday's low, I'm happy to go in with a long, saying that's my invalidation. Now I play for level to level into the mid-range. From the mid-range, you got to take profits. You have to take profits at mid-range. From the mid-range, see what happens. If you hold above it, bullish price action, then we're going to start playing for 109.6k towards that liquidity over here. Right? And that's all it is. And that's the Monday's range play. Okay? That's the bullish play. That's the bullish play I have short term. Right? If we get above it, then we're above 105k, which will be around here. This is the 105k level. We're making higher highs. We're taking out the liquidity. We're holding support. That's bullish to go to the upside, right? So that's what we're looking for. Now, overlap the other the two thingy now. I'm looking at the bearish plays here. That was the bullish play. The bearish plays to go towards 96 and even a yearly open. Even then, I'll be honest with you guys, I really wouldn't start looking for shorts, playing with the shorts itself. It's not really worth it if you ask me. It's not really worth actually playing for shorts if you ask me. I'd say just play within the range bound environment. So this is last week's Monday's low. So if it takes out this low, right, and it's finding resistance here, this is telling me that if we break down here, lower time frame, it's a quick short to go down to this level here. That'll be my entry there. Whatever the deviation is my stop loss, and go down towards 96.5k. If it holds above it, great, bullish price action. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, what we're looking for is if it breaks down, then I'm looking towards the yearly open as a retest, 94.3, and then the yearly open. That's all I'm looking for in terms of playing within the range level to level, because the yearly open is not something to fuck with, right? If it does come down the yearly open, there's a deviation, let it do its thing. If it gets below the yearly open and finds resistance and starts breaking down, let it do its own thing. That's it. This is stuck in a range until proven otherwise. So I know, like, if you're on Twitter's saying like, yeah, there's no alt cycle, you know, like it's the top. Just move that to the side. Well, I say move to the side and just just look at the market as it is. It's stuck within a range, just like we discussed on Friday. I believe it was Friday. That this was a range right here. This area here was a range. That's the range high and that's the range low. It was capped until proven otherwise, and it was proven over here to push up to the next set. That's what it is. So it could do the same thing right here. It could literally just range bound here for God knows how long, whether it's going to be a week or year, whatever. Not a year. A week or two, maybe a month or two. But once we get back above it, smash up, clean candle close above, we're off to go. So that's the play really when it comes to Bitcoin. Ethereum, just quickly touch on Ethereum. Now Ethereum actually gave me bad vibes, you know what I mean? Like bad vibes here, resistance over here at the yearly open, and it's come down to the mid range over here. This is the midpoint between these 2 points here. That's the range low, that's the midpoint, that's the range high, but we'll focus within this area here. If we get above, then we'll focus within this area all the way to $4,000. Now I need to see a reclaim of above 34.28 because look, we found resistance. This is all just a deviation, right? That's not convincing. Take out this high. It'll tell me that this is ready to go up to the upside, but it hasn't. Instead, we're below the yearly open. I have to accept this is not that great. Now, looking at this, right? I mean, I wouldn't play this myself. I would let this literally just do its own thing, and I look for the extreme end. If it's gonna go down lower, right? Like we're talking about Bitcoin, right? Possibly going to the mid range at 96.4k, 96.5k. Or towards the yearly open, let it do its thing, come into the extreme point. This is the extreme point. I'm looking for two things on Ethereum. One, if it wants to come down here, let it do its thing, hold support, bullish price action, take out these highs. That's telling me that it's actually bullish towards 3,093 and then towards the yearly open. That's what I'm looking for. That's one set of play. If it doesn't come down to this area here, what am I looking for? Just a break above this level here, get above the yearly open, just like how we found resistance here, get above it, reclaim 34.28, show me bullish price action. This is telling me that whatever the low is, I can put the stop loss here, target, and then work our way towards $4,100. That's all I'm looking for. It's just being patient. I'm looking for extreme ends over here or above here. That's it. Between here, I'm not fucking trading this. Leave that alone. What's going on, Tereso? How you doing, man? It's been a while. Fucking hell. It's good to see some familiar faces as well. So, yeah, that's Ethereum for you. That's literally Ethereum for you in terms of, in a nutshell. Nothing too shabby. Now, I want to spend the next like 5-10 minutes in terms of total 2 market cap and the total 1 market cap. Let's go on this is Bitcoin and Ethereum as a whole, because we are going to start, right, as we are approaching buying opportunity, especially if Ethereum goes down to like 2,000, whatever. What was it? If Ethereum goes down to 2,750, 2,000, it's probably 2,760, right? We're gonna have alts come into buying opportunities. We're gonna have a massive bull run. That's what we're looking for. And if we're looking for a bull run, you want to buy alts in extreme ends. Now, looking at the first total 1 really, right, which is encompasses Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the alts. Right now, we're at 3.3 trillion. Let's think about it for a second. Just break this down for a moment. When's the last time like we hit 3 trillion? Was right here, the peak in November of 2021, and we've pulled all the way back down to 800 billion. And 800 billion was the previous all-time high, and we found support. And what you got is a range bound environment here. That's the range high, that's the range low. This is the deviation. Let me just let me do that properly. So that's that. That's that. Okay. Change the pen, and then let's hide all this shit. Actually, no, let's put the mid-range as well, just so you can see what you got on total one. Resistance, oopsie daisy, resistance, support, deviation, support. This is all a deviation, comes into the mid-range, resistance, 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 support, support. We're playing within this area here, between the mid-range and the range high, and we smash above. And now all we're doing, we're playing in a range band environment here. That's all we're doing. So if I were to zoom into this area here and say, well, this is a range band environment. If we break out of this high here, well, which is what, 3.7 trillion? Right, we're stuck in what, this range over here. If we break out, so all we've done is like, but we're bouncing. So if we come here to this range band environment, that's an opportunity to buy, isn't it? Because this is a range bound environment. If we break above here, this is your final opportunity to start looking to buy. Otherwise, you're going to miss the boat as it is, right? I'm not saying like, do you know what, like, I mean, it's not financial advice, but you get what I'm saying. So you don't want to miss situations where it's opportunities. Now, total one, right? And the reason why I'm doing total one now is that's the yearly open. So if I do the daily for a second, right? Right? And what we got here is the range low, the range high, and then we've got the yearly open. Right, I'm just gonna mark up the yearly open, which should be actually here. That's wrong, right there. That's the yearly open. Mark that out, right? As you can see, what does that tell you? This says it's around the mid range, right? If we lose this level here, start breaking down, where we're looking to go towards the yearly open and potentially down over here. Let the deviation happen, hold above it. This is your opportunity to step in. If it holds the yearly open and show me bullish price action, that's your opportunity to step in, because it comes down to the extreme end. You're looking to buy at the extreme end. You don't want to buy at highs. You want to buy down lows. You know when they say buy low, sell high? That's pretty much it. You just got to wait for it to come down low. Some coins I've actually bought in the highs. But is an example at 10 cents. The motherfucker's quite low, but never mind. I've just got to stick with it as well. So that's so you're looking for extreme end. It doesn't look great in my opinion. We found resistance over here and we send back down. We found resistance over here. We're coming back down. Do you know what I mean? That's all it looks like. I can't really say much about it as well. But when I look at total 2, right? Similar thing. Price action is right here. So that's the range low. That's the range high. Yearly open is where? Right here. That's the yearly open. And that's where we're bouncing off the yearly open. This is basically Ethereum and alt market except BTC. So you're seeing this. It's like it's bouncing off here. So maybe there's a bit of consolidation. If we're lucky and total 1 starts breaking down, we get something like this. If it does something like that, even if it just holds the yearly open and show me bullish price action, that's opportunity to buy. Do you know what I mean? That's all we're looking. So when you're looking at some of the majors, let's look at Solana for example. I've got a range high, and Solana on Twitter, I posted this that it's come back straight into that. So that's the range high, that's the mid range, and that's the range low. And it was an easy trade that I popped out over the weekend, finding resistance here, deviation. It's like we found resistance over here and start breaking down. Resistance over here, resistance over here, resistance over here is breaking down. So if it comes down into here, into the mid-range, I'd be quite happy. See how it holds the mid-range. If it starts breaking down, losing this low over here, then it tells you it's going to go for liquidity, and towards the range low. Now, 130 is an extreme end. Does it come there? I don't know. We're having Solana ETF. We have so many things bullish about Solana. A lot of plays are in Solana. So, I don't know. But I would like to see whether we can hold this level here or this level here. I don't really know. But if it doesn't come back down to 130 and it does something like this, comes into here, bounces off this order block here, show me bullish price action, I'm happy to add in positions into Solana, take the longs into the range highs, break above it, let's go for higher prices and start looking towards $500, that kind of stuff as well. Yes, EBT is quite shit. Why did I stop doing? Sorry, quickly. EBC is quite shit. It's really fucking shit. It's depressing in my opinion as well. It all comes down to ETH, because you gotta look at it this way. If Ethereum is below, when you're looking at Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is the one that's actually the dominant one. The BTC dominance is showing that it's a dominating factor. It's actually pushing up higher prices, so going towards 62% potentially as well. So, until this breaks down, right, we're gonna see ETH dominance completely decline. So money's still in Bitcoin. People still like I think the big players. I believe the big players, the institution, are actually buying Bitcoin. They are actually. This is all fucking manipulation, lads. I'm telling you, this is all fucking manipulation. Just like this was in manipulation right here. Bruv, how many people got fucking scared, bruv? Looking for 40k, 30k, bruv. They were talking shit. So just don't take notice of that shit. Just see what it is. I think it's the same thing over here. Manipulations over here. It's all just arranged by an environment, just like here. We had manipulation with the ETF, BTC ETF, pushed up and then spiked back down and then rallied the fuck up. We have another manipulation over here. This is all just accumulation, just to trick everybody for looking for lower prices. Because what was happening when everyone was looking for lower, like even here, bruv, like I swear to God, man, I don't know what to say. I swear to God, even here, right, they were saying like, yeah, it's gonna go back to 20k, it's gonna go back to this k, 18k and shit like that. I'm like, fucking hell. Higher lows over here, small body candles leads to an expansion. Simple as that. So for me personally speaking as well, as it stands, I'm total 2 is looking okay because it's at the yearly open. But would I start looking to buy alts? I would start preparing myself as well, because like coins like Doge as well, man. Even Doge has come down. I mean, you had a range bound environment originally. I thought this was gonna hold itself. It's broken down over here. It's pushed back up. It's taking out liquidity. It's getting capped at one particular area here. Where is it? It's right here. This is where it's getting capped at. Reclaim this bastard, hold above it. It'll go for higher prices. Again, we got a fair value gap within all the block there, so that's going to be a bit dangerous. But this is all just a range bound environment. Is that the low? So if it does some sort of deviation, right, and step back in, that's your opportunity to start buying into. I've got Doge, to be honest, as well. I've actually got a bunch of Doge, personally speaking, as well. I bought Doge at 7 cents. When I did buy it, I actually tweeted about it on Twitter to say, yo, I'm buying Doge in it. So I'm up currently 7.35, about what, 4.5x. It's not too fucking bad though, innit? It's not 100x, but we'll get a couple of 100x soon. We'll get a couple of 100x as well. I know that for certain as well. I mean, we've done plenty of. I've done quite a few not 100x's. I want to talk about autos quickly. Actually, I might as well. Autos at 6 million market cap. It's something that I'm actually in personally speaking as well. So it's just all arranged by an environment. I mean, like it's recently launched there just before New Year's. As a range, what do I got? Let's have a look. It's a bit of a messy one. So I've got something like this. Trend line. And then trend line over here. Even then, it's not the best of ranges. But yeah, you can see it's just accumulation over here. Oopsie daisy. It's a deviation over here. Support over there. Resistance over here. There's a deviation there. Resistance, deviation, support, resistance. This is an area to accumulate, personally speaking. So I bought some, personally speaking, as well at where did I buy some? I bought some around here, around this area here, around the lows itself. I didn't buy some over here. It's pushed up there. Now it's around the mid range. I don't really mind buying in the mid range. I don't really mind buying around anywhere pretty much over here. Of course, you would want the lowest price over here. Should it come back down, I would personally say look to start buying into it as well. Again, this is all entirely up to you guys. Check it out with autos as well. There's actually quite a sick little thing they've got. We'll talk about it a bit more on another stream, but it's something that I'm looking into as well. I think I'm looking to actually accumulate a little bit more as well. I'm trying to think of what other coins have I got as well. I got Injective as well. I mean, I bought Injective for $5.80. I'm still holding that bastard as well. I mean, fucking hell. I wish yeah, you know what I mean? You sometimes you look at it, you're like, I wish I took profits. But then the problem is, right, and then you take profits at the lows, then you miss the whole fucking leg up. I'll give you an example, right? So if we go to like something like ADA, right? Yeah, ADA. Let's do ADA. ADA, for example. I don't have any ADA myself, personally speaking. But look at this, right? You see how, like, it's such a slow move. So price over here pushes up, it pushes back down, pushes up, pushes back down, and it's just all consolidation, right? And then for all of a sudden, it pushes up, right? Great, makes a new all-time high, comes into this area. This is a bit of a range-bound environment over here. There's a deviation, massive spike there, comes back down, and before you know it, it's game over. So you're looking for massive move. I've seen this happen a lot as well. I remember Luna. Luna was an interesting one. Luna, I think I talked about it plenty of times, but Luna I bought at 30 cents, and I treated it like a trade, and I sold at $3, bruv. That shit went to $100. That's a 300x there. I missed out, but you learn, you live in it. So there's like loads of coins that are you can look back in old times, like even Ethereum, for example. You can look back at Ethereum, right? It's like, not this chart here, let me get a better chart. Yeah, let's clean this up. Even Ethereum, right, in 2017, right, pushes up there, and you got a dirty range over here, slow range over here, pushes back down. Pushes back down. There's an accumulation. Then it gets above, hold support, and it starts pushing. And then when it starts pushing, it takes out these highs. It has one quick retest and then rallies up higher. So that's the kind of alt season I'm looking for. But another thing that actually helps me out to actually learn that if alt season is actually in place or not, if retail, I tell you, I don't know if I actually told you this, but I'll fucking give it to you guys anyway. So do you know what? My cue of learning to actually of knowing if retail is in, I'll give you this. So if you go to on TradingView, if you add the symbol of SPX, put new price scale, you get this as overlapping as well, right? Now what you see is this is Bitcoin here, right? You see how Bitcoin, when it rallies up, that's retail, because when you measure freaking crypto with the stocks, pretty much. I'm not saying you measure it as a 1-to-1 ratio, but you can measure it as with with the stocks. So what you're looking for is when BTC overtakes it, it's very short-lived. Then we come back down, we hover underneath a resistance, push up, we have a quick retail money over here. Then we get underneath, and you see how we respect the SPX. We respect the SPX, respect it here, just about respect it here, even here we're respecting all that. Let me just move it slightly to the side. We are still respecting it. Can you see? We don't overtake the SPX. I want to see the SPX rally higher, like really hard and fucking higher, and then I will start seeing BTC start playing catch up. Just like how we see this gap here, we play catch up, fam. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. We're playing catch up. Look at this. You see this gap over here? We play catch up. The gap over here, I mean, yeah, we come back for retest, but we actually play catch up. We all play for catch up, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for when the SPX come out and we overtake it, I will give myself another fucking, depending on the month it is. So let's say, for example, this happens in like, I don't know, like April, right? I'll give myself a quarter, right? A month for 2 months, 3 months. Massive plays, stupid gains to play as well. Basically long your longs, that kind of sense, and that's the kind of situation I'm looking for. I mean, you can actually compare it with gold if you look at it as well. Same thing, we play catch up. So when we do overtake it, it's very short lived. We overtake it as gold is looking bearish. We overtake it as gold starts picking up, but then we respect it, and look how we play catch up. See how we play catch up? We respect it here, and then we play catch up. We're respecting it here. I want to see gold rally hard so we can play catch up. When we overtake it, then we'll talk about it then we'll fucking talk about what's going on. But I want you to notice a thing over here, right? So you see how gold, right, is playing bearish market structure, and then BTC bollocks the fuck out of it. Same here. Gold over here. Let's just do over here. Something like that. You get the point over here. Gold is playing bearish market structure, right? Bearish market structure. Gold, BTC just fucking takes it out, right? I'm looking for something like that. So gold will eventually play bearish market structure, and BTC will overtake it, and it's short-lived. It's going to be short-lived. These are the little symbols, the little signs in the market that actually tells you this is what's going to happen. As a trader, what you're looking for, not even just a trader, someone who's actually, you invest your time and whatnot. I'm not saying throw your money here and whatever. Nothing's financial advice. I've got to say that out here. But we all believe in something. We all want to make this happen, right? And the truth is, you can. You can. You got to put the time into it, put the work into it. You got two options, right? Your first option is actually you put the money in and you walk, not walk away, but like you're watching this on a daily basis. You're taking profits on the upside, that kind of thing. The second thing is that if you are gonna, you want more out of it, you're gonna have to put more time out of it, into it. So which means you're gonna have to actually watch the chart, see what's going on, stay up to date with the news. This whole thing with Trump is bullish. It's bullish, but as you can see, right, just quickly just go back into it. As you can see, when it comes to hiding this shit, let me delete that off. Yeah, as you can see in the current situation, since Trump has come in, there has been, look, Trump has come in when? 20th of January, which is over here, in this area here, off this level here. Trump's come here. He's saying some mad stuff, innit? Freaking pardoning motherfuckers here and there, doing this and doing that. Like, fair play to the lad. He's doing whatever he wants to do. He's the president of the US, innit, right? Then he's doing some crazy stuff, talking about how like banks are gonna actually have like what you call it, crypto in the balance sheet. Do you know what I mean? Like talking about how America's gonna be the capital of crypto. So it's bullish, right? But the chart doesn't add up just yet. The chart in history has always told me that we have a range-bound environment when it comes to January, when the president comes into power, right? Or steps into office, sorry. So just leave it alone. Just rest it. Just chill out, sit back, and let it do its thing. It will do its thing, and it will start popping up. And when it does pop up, it will actually blow out of proportion as well. Once we break highs, the key thing is breaking 105k on BTC. Ethereum, I want to get above the yearly open, and I also want to get above, it was 3,200, and I'll tell you what the number is. You guys won't be able to see it, but 3,428. Once we get back above there, good to go. That's pretty much it as well for me now, guys, as well. I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great fucking day, and I'll catch you guys on Wednesday, actually. So, yeah, Wednesday we'll do a proper alt session as well. We'll just go through a bunch of alts as well. So what I'll do is on Twitter, if you do follow me on Twitter at TraderDank, just when I do post the link for it as well, I will send requests. If you have any requests in terms of alts or even the chat, by all means drop in. Appreciate you guys actually popping over. Thank you so much for that. Take care, everyone. Have a great fucking day.